Welcome to the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast, where we bring you the grassroots tips, tricks, and stories in everything entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and personal development. I'm your host, Andres Holguin. Hey there, amazing listeners. Welcome back to another episode of the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast. I'm your host, Andres Holguin, and as always, I'm super thrilled to be here with you today. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, a huge, warm welcome to you. I hope you find a cozy spot in our growing community of ambitious side hustlers and business enthusiasts. So let's dive right in. Now, today's episode is all about something I personally find incredibly powerful in the world of entrepreneurship and side hustles. We're talking about micro goals, the building blocks of a side hustle. Now, I know we've covered goal setting in previous episodes, but today we're zeroing in on the magic of micro goals. And let me tell you, they really are magical. And I remember when I first started my journey in the world of side hustles, it was overwhelming, exciting, but oh so daunting. I had these big dreams, these colossal goals that seemed as distant as the stars in the night sky. But then I discovered the power of micro goals, and it was like someone handed me a telescope. Suddenly, those distant stars were within reach, one tiny step at a time. Micro goals have this incredible way of breaking down our biggest aspirations into manageable, bite-sized pieces. They're like those small but mighty cogs in a watch. Each one might seem insignificant on its own, but together they keep the whole thing ticking beautifully. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. How these small, seemingly simple goals can be the driving force behind the growth and success of your side hustle. I'm so excited to delve into this with you because I believe understanding and utilizing micro goals can be a game changer. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you've been in the game for a while, there's always room to grow, to refine, and to achieve one micro goal at a time. So grab your favorite notebook, get comfy, and let's get ready to transform the way we approach our goals, making each step towards success as rewarding as reaching the finish line. All right, so let's talk about what we have lined up for you in today's episode. Now, I'm particularly excited about this one because we're focusing on something that I believe is the secret sauce to not just starting, but actually succeeding in your side hustle. And yes, you guessed it, it's all about micro goals. Today, it's just you and me, and we're just going to have some pure focused content aimed at giving you actionable strategies and real insights that you can apply directly to your side hustle. We're going to dive deep into the world of micro goals and uncover the layers that make them so effective. So here's a sneak peek of what we're covering. First up, we'll start with the basics. So what exactly are micro goals? And this might seem straightforward, but understanding the essence of micro goals is crucial to harnessing their power. We'll explore how they differ from your average everyday goals and why this distinction is vital for your side hustle. Then we're moving on to the nitty-gritty, how to set effective micro goals. This part is all about the characteristics of a good micro goal. So think of it like a mini masterclass, and I'll share with you my special formula for micro goals and how each element plays a critical role in your overall success. After that, we'll talk about implementation and tracking. It's one thing to set goals, it's another to effectively integrate them into your daily hustle and track your progress. I'll introduce you to some tools and techniques that have been game changers for me and many others in the entrepreneurial community. And finally, we'll discuss the psychological impact of micro goals. This is where things get really interesting. We'll delve into how achieving these small wins can significantly boost your momentum and your motivation, helping you overcome overwhelm and keeping you on track towards your larger goals. Now, my micro goal for today's episode is to leave you feeling equipped, inspired, and ready to break down your big dreams into achievable, bite-sized goals. Remember, in the world of side hustles, it's often the small steps that lead to the biggest leaps. So whether you're sipping on your morning coffee, commuting to work, or taking a break from your daily hustle, stay tuned. This episode might just be the catalyst you need to transform the way you approach your side hustle. So In this first segment of today's episode, we're about to unravel the concept of micro goals and truly understand what makes them so unique and powerful. So let's get started. Now, imagine you're looking at a beautiful, large mosaic. From a distance, it's a stunning piece of art, but when you get closer, you see that it's made up of tiny individual tiles. Each tile is critical to the overall picture. And this, my friends, is the perfect analogy for micro goals in the grand scheme of your business goals. So, what exactly are micro goals? Well, simply put, they are small, achievable objectives that collectively lead to a larger goal. They are the stepping stones, the individual tiles that make up the mosaic of your ultimate business aspirations. So let's say your larger goal is to build a successful online store. A micro goal in this context might be something as simple as choosing a domain name, setting up your social media profiles, or researching your competition. Each of these tasks is small, specific, and achievable within a short time frame. Now you might be wondering, Andres, how are micro goals different from the larger goals? Well, great question. The key difference lies in their scope and immediacy. Larger goals are like your final destination. They are the big picture, the end game. They are essential, but they can often feel overwhelming or distant. This is where micro goals come into play. They break down that overwhelming journey into smaller, more manageable segments. They're the milestones that you can reach more quickly, providing ongoing motivation and a sense of accomplishment. Each micro goal achieved is a step closer to your larger goal, giving you the momentum and confidence to keep moving forward. So think of it this way. If your larger goal is the novel you want to write, each micro goal is a page, maybe even a paragraph. By focusing on writing one page at a time, you gradually but surely complete the novel. So to all my side hustlers and aspiring entrepreneurs out there, remember this. Micro goals are your daily wins, your progress checkpoints. They are the tangible evidence that you are moving forward no matter how small the step may seem. And trust me, in the grand entrepreneurial journey, every small step counts. Now that we've got a good grasp on what micro goals are, let's dive into why they are absolutely crucial for your side hustle. You see, in the world of entrepreneurship, especially when you're juggling a side hustle along with a full-time job or other commitments, the journey can sometimes feel like an uphill battle. Micro goals are the secret weapon that can make this journey not just manageable, but also enjoyable and incredibly rewarding. They provide structure, focus, and a sense of direction in the often chaotic world of starting and growing a side hustle. Let me share a story with you. So, when I first started my side hustle, I was brimming with enthusiasm. I had this grand vision of what I wanted to achieve. But as days turned into weeks, I realized that my big goal seemed just as far off as when I started. I was doing a lot, but it really felt like I was running in place. Does that sound familiar to any of you? That's when I discovered the power of micro goals. Instead of being daunted by the enormity of my ultimate goal, I started breaking it down. So for instance, if my goal was to launch a podcast, I set a micro goal to research the best recording equipment one day, another day to draft a list of potential episode topics, and so on. And you know what happened? Each small goal I ticked off my list felt like a victory. It was exhilarating. It wasn't just about the satisfaction of checking something off a list, although that is pretty great. It was a realization that I was making real, tangible progress toward my dream. These micro goals kept me grounded. They helped me maintain focus and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Every small win built my confidence, kept my motivation high, and most importantly, they added up. Before I knew it, I was ready to launch my podcast, something that only weeks before had felt like a distant dream. So, my fellow entrepreneurs, that's the power of micro goals. They turn the overwhelming into something doable. They transform the distant into the attainable. Whether it's launching a podcast, starting an online store, or offering a service, breaking down your journey into micro goals will not only help you stay on track, but also to enjoy each step of the process. Now, we're diving into our second segment today, where we're going to be talking about setting effective micro goals for your side hustle. And I know you've probably heard about SMART goals a million times, so let's shake things up a bit. We're going for something a little less formal, maybe more modern, but still incredibly effective. When it comes to micro goals, think of them as your daily dose of success. They should be simple, clear, and yes, achievable. So let's break this down into what I like to call the clear method. It's a fresh take on goal setting that's perfect for the fast-paced, ever-evolving world of side hustles. C stands for concrete. Your micro goals should be solid and well defined. So avoid vagueness. And if your goal is to improve your website, for example, a concrete micro goal would be select and purchase a new website template by Thursday evening. Next up is L, which stands for logical. Your goals need to make sense for your specific business and where you're at right now. There's no point in setting a goal to hire an assistant if you're still in the early stages of developing your product or service. E is for exciting. This is crucial. Your micro goals should stir some excitement in you. If the goal feels like a chore, it's probably not the right one. So for example, if you're passionate about social media, set a goal to create and schedule a week's worth of posts. A stands for actionable. Each goal should be something you can act on immediately. It's not about planning or contemplating, it's about doing. So for instance, write the first paragraph of my new blog post is actionable. And finally, R is for rewarding. The best micro goals leave you feeling accomplished once you've ticked them off your list. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of seeing your efforts bear fruit, even in small ways. So there you have it, the clear method. It's all about making your goal setting concrete, logical, exciting, actionable, and rewarding. This approach keeps you grounded in the realities of your business, but also injects a bit of fun and personal satisfaction to the mix. Remember, the essence of effective micro goals lies in their simplicity and clarity. They're not just tasks on the to-do list, they're the small victories that keep you moving forward, keep you engaged, and most importantly, keep you excited about your side hustle journey. All right, let's keep the momentum going here on the Bootstrap Mogul podcast. And so we're going to share and explore some real life examples of micro goals across different side hustles. So whether you're into e-commerce, freelancing, or consulting, I've got you covered with some tangible, actionable examples. So let's kick off with e-commerce. So say you've got an online store or you're planning to launch one. Here are a few micro goal examples. First, product research. Spend an hour researching trending products in your niche. Second, contact 3 potential suppliers by the end of the week. Third, website enhancement. Add customer testimonials to your homepage by Tuesday. Fourth, marketing. Create and schedule 2 social media posts promoting a specific product. And fifth, customer service. Respond to all customer inquiries within 24 hours for 1 week. Moving on to freelancing. So for all you freelancers out there, your micro goals might look a little different, focusing more on client relations and skill enhancement. So here's what that could look like. First, portfolio update. Add your latest project to your online portfolio by Wednesday. Second, skill development. Complete 1 module of an online course relevant to your field this week. Third, networking. Reach out to 2 former clients for potential new projects. Fourth, time management. Track your working hours meticulously for the next 3 days to improve productivity. And 5, proposal writing. Draft and send a proposal to a prospective client by Friday. And lastly, for those in consulting, your micro goals will likely revolve around client acquisition, service improvement, and market research. Consider goals like client meetings, so schedule at least 2 client meetings for next week. Second, market research. Spend 30 minutes each day researching new market trends in your niche. Third, service offering refinement. Outline a new service package or refine an existing one by the end of the week. Fourth, networking. Attend 1 virtual networking event this month. And fifth, feedback analysis. Review client feedback and identify 1 area for improvement. Now, see how each of these micro goals is specific, achievable, and tailored to the nuances of each type of side hustle? They're all about making incremental progress each and every day in a way that's directly aligned with your bigger business objectives. Remember, the beauty of micro goals is that they are adaptable. They can change as your side hustle grows and evolves. The key is to keep them clear, achievable, and aligned with your overarching vision. So let's take these examples, Tweak them to fit your unique situation and start creating your own set of micro goals. You will be amazed at how much you can achieve one small step at a time. Okay, now let's talk about some common pitfalls to avoid when setting micro goals. Now, I'm all about keeping it real and making sure we're setting ourselves up for success, so let's dive right in. The first mistake a lot of side hustlers make is setting vague or overly ambitious micro goals. It's like saying, I want to improve my website or I want to grow my business. These statements are great starting points, but as goals, they're just too broad and undefined. Let's say you're a freelance graphic designer. Instead of setting a vague goal like get more clients, a more effective micro goal would be reach out to 5 potential clients by sending personalized emails this week. See the difference? It's specific, measurable, and far more actionable. The second pitfall is not aligning your micro goals with your overall business strategy. This is a big one. Every micro goal you set should be a step towards your bigger business objectives. If your overall strategy is to increase online sales, then setting a micro goal to redesign your business card might not be the best use of your time and resources. So, how do you avoid these pitfalls? Well, the key is to take a moment to reflect on each goal you set. Ask yourself, is this specific and achievable within a short time frame? And does this directly contribute to my larger business goals? If the answer is no to either of these questions, it's time to rework that goal. And hey, don't beat yourself up if you realize you've set a vague or misaligned goal. It happens to the best of us. The important thing is to recognize it, learn from it, and adjust your approach. Remember, setting effective micro goals is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. Your micro goals should be like your personal GPS guiding you step by step towards your destination. When they're set right, they'll keep you focused, motivated, and on track, even when the road gets a little bumpy. So, take a little time today to review your current goals. Make sure they're clear, achievable, and aligned with your big picture vision. It's these small adjustments that can make a huge difference in your side hustle journey. In this segment, we're going to dive into one of my favorite topics, implementing and tracking micro goals. This is where the rubber meets the road and things get real exciting. So let's jump right in. First things first, let's talk about breaking down tasks. This is the heart of micro goal implementation. The idea is to take your larger goals and slice them into smaller, more manageable pieces. It's like eating a pizza. You don't eat it all in one go, right? You enjoy it slice by slice. So let's say your larger goal is to create an online course. That's a big project, but here's how you break it down. One micro goal might be to outline the first module. Another could be to write the script for the introductory video. Each of these is a step in the process, and tackling them one at a time makes the whole project much more doable. Next up is prioritization and focus. This is all about knowing what to tackle first and giving it your undivided attention. Not all tasks are created equal, and that's okay. What's important is identifying which micro goals will have the most significant impact and tackling those first. Now, it can be tempting to do the easy tasks first, but I challenge you to resist that temptation. Start with the micro goals that are most critical to your larger objective. It might be a bit tougher, but the satisfaction and progress you will feel after completing them are unparalleled. Here's a little tip. Every morning or at the start of your side hustle time, ask yourself, what are the top 3 micro goals I can achieve today that will bring me closer to my larger goal? Write them down and then focus solely on those until they're done. This approach not only keeps you aligned with your objectives, but it also helps to prevent burnout. You're concentrating your energy on what truly matters. And don't forget to celebrate each micro goal you achieve. It's important to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. These celebrations keep your spirits high and your motivation strong. Implementing and tracking micro goals might seem like small steps, but trust me, they lead to giant leaps in your side hustle journey. So break down those tasks, prioritize, focus, and watch as your side hustle transforms from a dream into a thriving reality. Now, we're rolling into a really practical part of today's episode, which is tools and techniques for tracking your micro goals. Trust me, this is where things get even more exciting because tracking your progress is key to seeing just how far you've come. So let's dive into some of my favorite tools and techniques that can help you stay on top of your micro goal game. First up, we have apps. In this digital age, there's an app for just about everything, including goal tracking. Apps like Trello, Asana, or Monday.com are fantastic for keeping your goals organized and visible. You can set deadlines, reminders, and even share your progress with a mentor or accountability partner. These apps are great because they give you a clear visual of what needs to be done and what you've already accomplished. Plus, there's just something super satisfying about moving a task from in progress to done. It's like a digital high five. Now, if you're more of a pen and paper person, journals are your best friend. There's something about physically writing down your goals that just makes them feel more real. You can use a simple notebook or get yourself a planner specifically designed for goal tracking. In your journal, you can jot down daily or weekly micro goals and then tick them off as you complete them. You can also reflect on what's working and what's not, which is incredibly valuable for your growth. And let's not forget about good old spreadsheets. If you love data and numbers, spreadsheets are a fantastic tool. You can use Excel or Google Sheets to create a custom tracker. You can get as detailed as you like, so set up columns for your goals, deadlines, status updates, even notes on challenges or successes. The key with any tracking method is consistency. Make it a habit to review and update your progress regularly. This could be daily, weekly, or whatever frequency works best for you. The important thing is that you're keeping a close eye on your progress. Remember, tracking isn't just about checking off boxes. It's about gaining insights into your work habits, understanding what motivates you, and seeing the tangible progress you're making towards your bigger goals. It's about celebrating every win, no matter how small, and learning from every challenge. So pick the tool that resonates with you and start tracking these micro goals. You will be amazed at how this simple act can keep you motivated and driven on your side hustle journey. Now, we've been talking all about micro goals, and now it's time to discuss an essential part of the process: adjusting your goals as necessary. This is where flexibility meets strategy, and let me tell you, it can make all the difference in your side hustle journey. Now, we all know that the path to success is rarely a straight line. There are twists, turns, and sometimes complete detours. That's why being able to recognize when to modify or pivot your goals is crucial. It's not just about giving up on your dreams, it's about adapting to realities and optimizing your strategy. So let's start with recognizing when to modify your goals. This might be necessary when you find that a goal is consistently out of reach despite your efforts. So for example, if your micro goal was to gain 100 new social media followers each week, but you're consistently hitting around 50, it might be time to adjust that number. It's not about lowering your standards, it's about setting realistic, achievable goals that keep you motivated and moving forward. Adjusting your goals based on your performance helps you stay aligned with what's actually doable, even given your current resources and constraints. Now, let's talk about pivoting based on feedback. This is super important, especially in the fast-paced world of the side hustles. Feedback can come from many sources, like your customers, your peers, or even your own reflections on what's working and what's not. If you're running an online store and customers consistently ask for a product you don't offer, that's valuable feedback. It might be a sign to pivot your product line or marketing strategy. The key is to listen actively and be willing to make changes that align with what your audience wants and needs. Remember, adjusting your goals isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of intelligence, flexibility, and resilience. It shows that you're tuned into your business and committed to making it succeed no matter what adjustments are needed. So embrace the art of adaptation and stay flexible, stay responsive, and be ready to adjust your sails when the wind changes direction. This adaptability is what will help you navigate the exciting waters of your side hustle and ultimately guide you to success. Keep your eyes on the prize, my friends, but don't be afraid to change your approach if that's what's needed. After all, the most successful entrepreneurs are those who know when to stick to the plan and when to write a new one. In this segment, we're diving into something I'm super passionate about, which is the psychological impact of micro goals, specifically how they can boost your confidence and motivation. So let's get into it. Achieving micro goals does something pretty magical to our brains. It's not just about ticking off a task, it's about the sense of accomplishment and progress that comes with it. This feeling is a powerful motivator, and it can create a positive momentum that propels you forward in your side hustle. So think about the last time you achieved a small goal. Maybe it was as simple as sending out an email you'd been procrastinating on, or finally organizing your workspace. Didn't it feel good? That feeling is a mix of dopamine, our brain's reward chemical, and a boost in our self-confidence. It's our brain's way of saying, hey, you did something great there. This is where micro goals come into play. By breaking down your bigger goals into smaller, more achievable chunks, you created more opportunities for these mini celebrations. Every time you achieve a micro goal, you get that little rush of success, and it builds your confidence. You start to think, hey, I can do this. And here's the really cool part. As you stack up these small wins, they start to create a momentum. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering size and speed. This momentum can be incredibly powerful. It keeps you moving forward even on the tough days when motivation is hard to come by. It's so important to celebrate these goals and these micro goals. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be a small pat on the back, a moment to yourself, or even a little happy dance. Acknowledge your progress because it reinforces the behavior and keeps you motivated to tackle the next goal. So to all my side hustlers out there, remember this. Every micro goal you achieve is a building block for your confidence and motivation. These small victories are what will keep you going, fueling your journey toward those bigger dreams and aspirations. So keep setting those micro goals, keep knocking them down, and watch as you build not only a successful side hustle, but also a more confident and motivated version of yourself. We're about to tackle a topic that I think will resonate with so many of you: overcoming overwhelm. Let's face it, when we're building a side hustle, the mountain of tasks can sometimes feel just too big to climb. But here's the good news. Micro goals can be the rope and pickaxe that helps us sustain that mountain to scale that mountain one manageable step at a time. It's so common to feel overwhelmed when you're juggling your side hustle with other life responsibilities. You've got this big vision, and while it's incredibly exciting, it can also seem daunting. This is where breaking things down into micro goals comes into play, turning that overwhelming mountain into a series of small, climbable hills. Now, I want you to think about a big project you're working on right now. Got it? Okay, so let's imagine breaking it down. Let's say you're building a website, and instead of thinking of it as one giant project, set a micro goal to choose a color scheme one day, select images the next day, and maybe draft content for one page the day after that. Suddenly, what seemed like an impossible task now feels doable, right? This approach does wonders for reducing stress and anxiety because when you focus on one small task at a time, it clears the mental clutter, the feeling of where do I even start? It gives you a clear starting point and a clear action to take. And as you tick off each micro goal, you will start to feel a sense of control and accomplishment. Now, here's the thing. Overwhelm often comes from a place of uncertainty and a perceived lack of control. By setting micro goals, you're taking back that control. You're saying, I may not be able to do everything at once, but I can do this one thing right now. And that, my friends, is incredibly empowering. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, breathe, break down your tasks into smaller, more manageable micro goals. It's like eating an elephant one bite at a time. Not that you would, but that's a saying. But if you did, that's definitely how you tackle it. Remember, every big achievement started with a series of small steps. Your side hustle, your dream, it's a journey. And like any journey, it's made up of individual steps. So embrace those steps, celebrate them, because with each micro goal you achieve, you're not just building a business, you're building yourself. You've got this one micro goal at a time. You're turning your dream into a reality, and keep going, keep growing, and keep overcoming. Now, let's dive into a topic, another one that I know is going to make a huge difference in your day-to-day side hustle journey. We're talking about integrating micro goals into your daily routine. It's all about making big dreams manageable and achievable one day at a time. Now, let's start with daily goal setting. This is where the magic happens, folks. Integrating micro goals into your daily life isn't just about writing things down, it's about creating a habit that sets the tone for success. So, here are some of the tips that I recommend to effectively integrate micro goals into your daily routine. First, start your day with intention. Every morning, take a few minutes to set your intentions for the day. What are the top 3 micro goals you want to achieve today? Write them down, make them clear and achievable. Second, break it down. If you have a larger task at hand, break it down into smaller tasks that you can accomplish throughout the day. So for instance, if you need to write a blog post, your first micro goal could be outlining the post, followed by writing the introduction, and so on. Third, use a planner. Whether it's a digital app or a physical planner, use it to jot down your daily micro goals. Seeing them in black and white makes them more real and tangible. And fourth, prioritize. Not all micro goals are created equal because some will have a bigger impact on your progress than others. Identify these and make sure they are at the top of your list. Integrating micro goals into your daily life is about creating a rhythm that works for you. It's about making consistent, incremental progress towards your larger goals. It's not about overwhelming yourself with a huge list of tasks. It's about focusing on what's achievable today and then building on that tomorrow. Remember, every big achievement starts with small, consistent actions. Your side hustle is a journey, and every day is an opportunity to move one step closer to your dreams. So embrace these daily micro goals and watch how they transform not just your business, but also your also your mindset and your approach to each day. You're on your way to something great, so keep setting those daily micro goals, and let's make those big dreams a reality, one day at a time. Now, remember, the power of habit is in its an ability to take the struggle out of the equation. When something becomes a habit, it requires less mental effort, making it easier to maintain consistency. And this is how you build a sustainable side hustle, not with sporadic bursts of effort, but with steady, consistent action. And just like that, we've come to the end of another inspiring episode of the Bootstrap Mogul podcast. I want to take a moment to wrap up all the golden nuggets we've uncovered today about micro goals. So, what did we learn today? Well, we started by defining micro goals and understanding their importance to your side hustle. We then dove into how to set effective micro goals using the CLEAR method to make them concrete, logical, exciting, actionable, and rewarding. We explored practical examples of micro goals for different side hustles, tackled common mistakes to avoid, and discussed strategies for implementing and tracking these goals. We also emphasized the importance of adjusting your goals when necessary and highlighted the psychological impact of micro goals on motivation and overcoming overwhelm. And of course, we talked about integrating these micro goals into your daily routine and the crucial role of consistency and habit formation. Now it's your turn. I encourage you to start setting your own micro goals. Break down those big dreams into small, achievable steps. And I would love to hear you share about your journey. So be sure to share your experiences, your wins, and even your challenges with me on social media, especially on Instagram, where you can find me at @OnTheRestDoesBusiness. Let's create a community of support and inspiration. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your time, energy, and ambition make this community what it is, and I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. Remember, every big achievement starts with a small step, so keep taking those steps and keep reaching for the stars. And get ready for our next episode, Leveraging Influencers in Your Side Hustle Niche. We're going to dive into the world of influencer marketing and how you can use it to give your side hustle a massive boost. You won't want to miss it. So until next time, keep hustling, keep dreaming, and keep growing. This is Andres Holguin signing off from the Bootstrap Mogul podcast. Remember, we're here to support each other in turning side hustles into success stories. Take care, and I'll see you next time.